Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to Get Hit with the Truth. So today we are doing the 2023 top 10s, and we are going to look at my number 8 super middleweight in the world right now at 168 pounds, the former 2-division world champion, Demetrius Andrade. Now, before we get into that, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel, I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get as I continue to build my channel here. So Andrade would sign with the PBC, and in January on the Tank Davis Hector Luis Garcia card that kicked off the year, he would debut at 168 and for the PBC. But he took a knockdown against veteran but journeyman Damon Nicholson, but he secured a 10-round unanimous decision in that fight. That would lead to a monster showdown that he couldn't refuse against David Benavidez for the WBC interim super middleweight title at 168. They would collide at the end of November on a Showtime pay-per-view main event. And this was Andrade's opportunity to finally prove himself. And he would not. He did the best he could. He fought hard. He landed a couple good shots in the first 2 or 3 rounds, but he just could not compete with the youth and the size of Benavidez, as he was stopped in 6 rounds, and David Benavidez would stay the interim champion. And Andrade, after the fight, it was the first loss of his career. So now he's 35 years old. He drops 2 spots from number 6 coming into the year. 32-1 with 19 knockouts. So Andrade now, he said after the fight that he fought a really big super middleweight, which he did, and it's only his second fight at super middleweight. But his trainer, I think Kevin Rosier, whatever, he came out and said that Andrade is better suited at 160. He's built to be a middleweight, and that they're likely moving back down in weight. So I honestly think that this loss to Benavidez showed Andrade, at least at this age, that he's not going to get a lot of the top tier guys to fight him still. He's still a high risk fight, and he doesn't bring in enough money to take that high risk because he's an awkward sized fighter with an awkward style. But he's a big enough name for middleweight for a couple of those guys to take a risk on him, and him to make some more money and, perhaps do some big things. It might not be the big, huge money fights that he wants, but he's got to be realistic that he's not on that level, that he's not going to get a Canelo fight now, and to take risk against guys that may or may not want to fight him at 168, why not just move back down to 160 where he feels more comfortable? And I'm sure a guy like Janabek, who's starving for a big fight, will fight him. And other guys that are ready to turn over the division are going to look at him, the older he gets especially, like, I can beat this guy, and I'm going to make some money off of him because he's a bigger name than I am at 160, so let's take the chance. So, I really like the move by Andrade. And I think, as I said, I think he's getting wise to the fact that he's, aware of his placement, where he stands in the 100, in boxing right now. And I think these next couple years, he's going to move back down to middleweight, and I still think he can be very successful there. If still right now, if he were to sign on the dotted line for a fight with Janabek, I think it's close to 50-50, but I would pick Andrade to win. And Janabek is number 1 at 168. Against Chris Eubank Jr., I'd probably pick Andrade to beat him. I think Andrade could probably beat any of the top guys at 160 right now. And pretty much all the guys at 160. So Andrade, it's a smart move. It's a calculated move to move back down. It was a tough loss against a big fighter, but it was nice to see him finally take that chance. And, I see a positive future for Andrade following that loss if he moves back down to 160. But 168, I just don't think he's going to be very successful there, and he's going to get the kind of fights that he wants. And especially now that the top guys aren't going to want to fight him, so what's the point? when he can make some noise, win a world title again, win multiple world titles, maybe become unified or undisputed at 160 pounds and really, you know, close his career with a bang. You know, so we'll see what happens, but that's it. That's what I got. That's my 2023 top 10s, continuing with my number 8 super middleweight in the world right now, the former 2-division world champion, Demetrius Andrade. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.